Hey guys, Richard here with Downgrid Survival. So in this video I want to talk for a moment about your opportunity to prepare for an SHTF event, such as an SHTF event that you know is going to happen and you have an opportunity to prepare for it. Now, so I live in the Gulf Coast, right? It's here in Florida, and I keep a close eye on the tropics every summer and into the fall, keeping an eye on what's going on, what's brewing out there. And this year's no different. It's been very, very quiet this year, but it hasn't been much to look for. But last week we started hearing a little bit about Fiona, and we didn't know for sure what was going to happen, if she was even going to approach the United States or not, and thankfully she didn't, other than did wreak some havoc down around Puerto Rico. But she turned and she's back out at sea now, which is great. But it's nice that we have the technologies that we have today that gives us these heads up. It's nice being able to track hurricanes and other storms and be able to predict where they're headed and have that 5, 6, 7, even 10 days notification that there's going to be an event. Now typically what happens is when I know there's something like that that's brewing, I'll just take stock and make sure I have all the gaps filled, and because we pretty much have everything ready to go all the time. My generator is prepared at the beginning of the season. I get out there, I start it up again, make sure everything's running fine, make sure I have a couple of gas cans with fuel in it for the summer, and those sorts of things, just those kind of precautions to be ready. Surprisingly, there are long-term residents here of Florida that don't even do that. They don't prepare. They wait until the hurricane is predicted to make landfall in a specific area, and then people start going nuts. So we're talking 2 to 3 days out, people start going crazy, and they go to the store and they start wiping out everything on the shelf. And when they go to one store and they can't find it, they hurry across town and they start hitting other stores until they find their batteries or their toilet paper or whatever it is that they might be looking for. I tell you what, it's crazy here. Right before a hurricane, you go to a store and it's like Black Friday, a Black Friday event at Best Buy or at Walmart, or pick your retailer, but it's just chaos, and the shelves are wiped clean. Yet every year the same thing happens over and over again. Now I know every year there's thousands and thousands of brand new residents to Florida, so it's their first time and they're kind of getting prepared. But there are seasoned folks here that have lived here all their life that still wait to the last minute to go out and prepare. So I've been thinking about that, and I tie this into a little bit about what's going on in the world right now that we're preparing for. And we're preparing for a lot of things. We've been preparing for World War III, we're preparing for an economic collapse, we're preparing for supply chain shortages, we're preparing for the food shortages that are unfolding, and just a number of other things. And so those of us in the prepping community, we're trying to be proactive, and we try to look for those kind of things and get ready for them now, long before they arrive. But guess what? There are times when SHTF arrives and there was no warning. There was no time to prepare. It just happened. And people get caught off guard all the time by these types of events, whether it be earthquakes or tornadoes or varying other calamities that catch people off guard without warning. So you have to ask yourself, if you see the kind of chaos going on when there's an impending hurricane, such as we do here along the Gulf Coast states, what do you think is going to happen when the real SHTF kicks off? And it's just not 1 or 2 states that are affected, but it's an entire country, or it's the entire planet, because we have a complete meltdown in our society. How are those people going to respond? How are they going to act? I would say that they are probably going to act similar to to what we see every season here in Florida. You know, and people go shopping at the last minute. People are going to be out, and they're going to be desperate because they haven't prepared, and they're going to be scrambling to get whatever supplies they can get, and it's going to be mass chaos, and it's going to be a lot of injury and death involved, and a lot of destruction involved, because people, you know, not everyone, but a lot of people, they're going to get whatever they can get, however they need to get it. And that's just the mentality of a lot of folks. So instead of taking that time now to prepare and get ready, they just wait to the end, and that's what we have to deal with. You know, that's as preppers, those are the kind of things that we're going to have to deal with. And yeah, it's going to be kind of nasty. So hey, just wanted to throw those words out and let you think about that a little bit. It's hurricane season here. We got another system brewing. They're starting to make long-term predictions right now, but they're saying it's, you know, 7 to 10 days out. But we may have our first major hurricane in the Gulf, and they are referring it as a major hurricane, which means it's a Category 3 or higher, which is pretty significant at that point. So yeah, they're saying the conditions are ripe that there's really nothing that's going to stop this thing. It's going to kick on up and become quite large. We just don't know where it's headed yet. Right now, it's in the lower Caribbean, or it's expected to cross into the lower Caribbean, then kind of cut north and come up past the Yucatan and come into the Gulf. And it could go, you know, it could go over towards Texas. It could cut back east and, you know, slice right through Florida. I mean, we don't know where it's going to go, but the idea is that there's something out there, and we got to watch for that. So hey, I may get a chance to use my bug out bag and some of my other gear here real soon, and if so, I'll be sure to bring you that video. Hey, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.